In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college football games happening on October 22nd, 2022, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college football games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. UCLA versus Oregon. 10th-ranked Oregon plays host to 9th-ranked and undefeated UCLA in a game where the winner will be in sole possession of first place in the Pac-12. UCLA is coming off a bye week and Chip Kelly has his team on fire. They are 6-0 and 3-0 in Pac-12 play, and they have beaten ranked teams in their last 2 games. The Bruins head into this huge game as a 6.5-point underdog with a total of 71.5. Since being throttled in their season opener facing 3rd-ranked Georgia, Oregon has reeled off 5 straight wins. They are also 3-0 in conference play, and they have covered the spread in their last 5 games. The Bruins are 6-0 against the spread in their last 6 conference games and 7-2 against the spread in the last 9 overall. UCLA is 16-33 against the spread in their last 49 in October. Meanwhile, the Ducks are 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 at home and 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 on turf. Oregon is 3-8 against the spread in their last 11 after an against the spread win. Both teams are coming off a bye and should be well rested for this huge conference affair. UCLA is back in the national spotlight, being undefeated, and they have beaten ranked teams in their last 2 games. They have a balanced offense, and they are getting great quarterback play from Thompson Robinson. Look for him to have a big game in the air facing an Oregon pass defense that only ranks 126th out of 131 FBS teams. Oregon has been in fuego in the last 5 games, scoring over 40 points in each one. They will run the ball early and often and have success. Each team will move the chains, but UCLA has more balance, and they are playing with a ton of confidence. This should be one of the better matchups of the college football weekend. In any case, the Bruins put away a talented Utah team in their last outing, notching 502 yards along the way. UCLA certainly has some areas to improve, however. The team committed 10 penalties and allowed 479 yards with 31 first downs. The Bruins have scored 32 points or more in each game so far this year, and 40 or more in 5 of 6. As for Oregon, they kept their run going well versus Arizona in their last outing. The Ducks managed 580 yards of offense and 29 first downs along the way. Oregon has hit 41 or more points in each of their last 5 games, so their offense should be ready to go here as well. The Bruins will stay hot in a close game, so the Boston Bruins to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. In the last 6 games between these Pac-12 rivals, the over record is 4-1, and I am sticking with that trend in this game. UCLA is averaging 40.5 PPG, and Oregon has scored over 40 points in each of their last 5 games. The Bruins will put up a lot of points and rack up the yards in the air facing an Oregon pass defense that ranks 126th in the nation. On the other side of the coin, the Ducks will rack up the rushing yards against the weakness of the UCLA defense, which is their run defense. This game will be a big-time shootout, with both teams lighting up the scoreboard. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Purdue versus Wisconsin. The Purdue Boilermakers take on the Wisconsin Badgers in a Big Ten battle on Saturday afternoon. The Boilermakers posted a big home win against Nebraska last week. The Badgers are looking to rebound from a disappointing overtime road loss to Michigan State. Wisconsin recorded a 30-13 road win against Purdue last season. Purdue is 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games against a team with a losing record. The Badgers are 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games overall. Purdue is 3-12 against the spread in their last 15 meetings against Wisconsin. The road team is 7-0 against the spread in the last 7 meetings between Purdue and Wisconsin. The Purdue Boilermakers travel to Madison, Madison to take on the Wisconsin Badgers on Saturday afternoon. These programs are taking opposite directions based on preseason expectations. The Badgers didn't live up to their hype, and they have fired head coach Paul Chryst during the season. Wisconsin's offense has been lackluster as their strongest asset. The run game ranks 52nd in the country in rushing yards. The offensive line for the Badgers, which should be one of their best units, has given up 14 sacks this year. Wisconsin's only wins came against Illinois State, New Mexico State, and Northwestern, which hasn't been impressive, and Wisconsin's stats look better than they really are because of those games. Running back sensation Braylon Allen took advantage of those teams, averaging 7 yards a play with 5 touchdowns. The Boilermakers have been impressive, starting the season 5-2. A balanced offensive attack is the reason behind their success. Quarterback Aiden O'Connell has shined in his senior year, throwing for almost 2,000 yards and 14 touchdowns. Running back Devin Mokobe has continued to thrive, rushing for 453 yards and leading the team with 5 rushing touchdowns. Purdue's wins have been more impressive than Wisconsin's this year, as they have won Big Ten games against Nebraska, at Maryland, and at Minnesota. Purdue hasn't beat Wisconsin in over 10 years, and having a revenge on their minds would be an understatement. While Wisconsin has been on the decline, the Boilermakers are clicking on all cylinders. The visitor in the Wisconsin series is 7-0 against the spread, and Purdue should keep this game close. So the Purdue Boilermakers to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Wisconsin has been a low-scoring team all year, and the Badgers' defense is still a solid unit. Lurch continues to struggle, so Wisconsin's game plans are focused on running the ball, and the Badgers will try to establish their running game early in this matchup. Purdue's defense has held up very well against mediocre and bad offensive teams like Wisconsin, and the Boilermakers should be able to contain a Badgers offense that hasn't been able to get going all year. Even though O'Connell has put up big numbers this season, and in particular over the last month, Purdue will likely be conservative offensively on the road if they are able to build a sizable lead, as is likely. The Boilermakers have no incentive to run up the score here, and the Wisconsin offense has continued to struggle against even mediocre defenses all season long. This should be a lower scoring game. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Purdue versus Wisconsin. The Wake Forest Demon Deacons play host to the Boston College Eagles on Saturday afternoon from Truist Field in a crucial Atlantic Coast Conference showdown. The Demon Deacons have only dropped one game this season, as they continue to have their eyes set on a return trip to the Atlantic Coast Conference Championship. For Boston College, it has been a disappointing start to the season, but with winnable games coming up, they'll be hoping to change their fortune starting this weekend. Wake Forest has won 2 straight in the series and will be favored to make it 3 straight on Saturday. The Eagles are 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 road games and 1-7 against the spread in their last 8 games overall. The Demon Deacons are 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 home games and 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 games overall. The under is 10-4 in Eagles' last 14 games overall. The over is 5-0 in Demon Deacons' last 5 games following a bye week. The road team is 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 meetings. Boston College has been miserable all season. Their offense is bottom tier, and for a team that used to rely so heavily on defense, they aren't that good this season either. Wake Forest lets up a lot of yards, but I can't see them moving the ball consistently enough to keep this game even somewhat close against Wake Forest's great offense. Sam Hartman has been playing like an elite quarterback this season, and he is going to dice the Boston College defense. If Boston College tries a similar approach to stopping the pass as Army did, then they will feed Justice Ellison and watch him take over the ground game. This offense is extremely dynamic and has gone toe-to-toe with a Clemson team that I believe is really good this season. Wake Forest's 41 points per game is no joke, and their defense has played well, only allowing 25.5. Boston College sits at a 20 points per game mark with 29 points allowed. The Boston College Eagles haven't had the easiest schedule in the world up to this point, so you can give them benefit of the doubt with their poor start. The issue is Boston College continues to show no life on the offensive side of the ball, and it's hard to get behind a team that can't move the ball or finish drives. The Wake Forest Demon Deacons have been consistent all season, and while their defense is spotty at times, they're winning and covering numbers. This is going to be an absolute blowout for Wake Forest. The numbers don't lie, and the difference between these teams is right in front of us. Wake Forest is going to blow the doors off this team, so the Wake Forest Demon Deacons to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. For the Eagles, they rank near the bottom nationally in most offensive categories, which will line up perfectly for Wake Forest to jump out big early and then focus on the running game throughout much of the second half. The under is 10-1 in the last 11 meetings between the two teams and is 4-1 in the last 5 meetings at Wake Forest. This total number is really high, probably because of how good Wake Forest's offense is. I just personally can't see Boston College hanging around in this game at all. I think this will be a very similar game to Wake Forest's 45-10 win over Army last week. That game finished under this total, and I believe that this one will too. Wake is going to get out big right away, then chew the clock with the ground game. Boston College will struggle mightily offensively by trying to keep up with Wake Forest's firepower. I cannot see them scoring more than 14 points in this one. With the Eagles struggling to score and the Demon Deacons focused on winding the clock, there's little doubt that this will be a low-scoring affair. While Wake Forest might have one of the Atlantic Coast Conference's most prolific offenses, the inability of their opponent to move the ball at all in this one will have the biggest bearing on this being a low-scoring affair. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.